Multi-sharp drill bit sharpener. Sharpens all major drill bit types. Shall we see? Turn that noise off for a minute. Alright, so what this is about, I've been looking recently at maybe getting a drill sharpener. I've seen them on the market for a long time and there are various different versions of it. They vary in price from 15 quid for this one up to about £70 for top of the range stuff. And I kind of thought, well, I'm going to try something out first to see, first of all, whether it work, whether it's the sort of thing it's worth investing in, or whether actually they don't work very well. So reading the reviews on this one, there are a few people say that they're not very good and they don't really work and you're better off on a bench grinder. And I also started reading the reviews on the better ones. I found some videos on the really top quality machines. These ones have got their own little motor drive. You put the drill in and it sharpens it. There's still guys in the comments underneath those videos saying that they're rubbish, chuck it in the bin and just use a bench grinder. Now, what that brings up straight away is the whole matter of grinding drills and sharpening drills on a bench grinder. These drills, the tip of them, this is an HSS steel metal drill, a metal bit, high-speed steel drill. That's 118 degree angle on the head and it has to be right. I made a video in the past where grinding these on a drill, I tried it, see if I could make it right, and it didn't. It doesn't work very well unless you get that angle absolutely 118 degrees on that tip. It doesn't really want to cut very well. You can drill a hole with it, but you'll hack through, it won't work very well, and that's also not particularly very safe. So if you're going to grind drills yourself on a grinder, just on a bench grinder, as so many people comment and say that you should, then you need to be good at it. It's as simple as that. You need that skill, and if you don't have that skill, then the next thing for you, the only thing for you, is to invest in a little tool that does it for you. And I've seen these on the market for a long time, never used one, never invested in one, didn't know what they were like, how easy were they to use, and whether they grind the drills to a proper tip or not. I don't know, so today I'm going to find out. I reckon this 15 quid drill bit sharpener that goes on the end of your drill is worth a punt. I really do. So what do you reckon, Pen? Should we give it a try?
Let's give it a try because there's so many contradictions. We recycle so much these days and yet we throw away so much as well.
Good point, absolutely. We live in a throwaway society and drill bits are not cheap. There's no reason to throw that away. That is a piece of steel, it's a tool. If you can sharpen it and reuse it, absolutely. Wise words, well said, Penny Crystal. I absolutely agree with that. If you can find a little thing for 15 quid that can sharpen your drill bits up so they can be used again and again, then surely that's common sense, it really is. So let's get it out of the packaging, let's see what it's all about and actually whether it's even worth the 15 quid it cost. Careful look here. Right. This company that makes this make their own little video on, well, how to use it. Not how to use it because it doesn't really show. It shows what it does. And a few of the criticisms in the comments that there's no setting up video, there's no showing how to set it up and get it all working so that it actually effectively sharpens drills. So I thought what I'd do is do that for you, with you. We'll do it together. And here's the instructions. Pretty good. Plenty of instructions there for all the different drills it does. So step by step, we'll do it one by one. Try and make it not too long-winded. And let's see how it actually works. The first thing it says you need is to screw a foot. Now there's a little foot, you secure this to the bench, and here is a little plastic foot which it instructs you to screw to the bench. Now this bench being steel top, I don't really need or want to screw this to my steel bench because there's just no need for that. It says also to use a wooden board. So here's one I found earlier. Let's screw this to a wooden board because then I can leave that screwed to it, chuck it in the cupboard when I'm done and use it in the future when I want to, so it's a proper little rig when I need it to be. So let's do that first. Right, step by step on this. That's it secured to the board, nice and solid, ain't going anywhere. The next thing, it instructs to just flip this little, let's turn it around for you. Actually, if I turn it around, you can see it. Flip this little clip off here and take the carriage off the top, and you can see the two stones underneath, and it gives instructions on which way to spin it. So just to check, yep, we're in the right direction. And then this instruction next is to hook the back of this over the rear, come to the front, snap it into position, and then slide it right to the back, and then you are ready to grind high-speed drills or HSS steel bits. And now is to understand how all this works, and I've read through the instructions. I've gone through, I've done a walkthrough for myself, and it's pretty clear and it's pretty straightforward. What you get in the job, or in the tool, is this little thing, is the holder. You get a couple of these. That one's for small drill bits, that one's for big drill bits. That's simply what grips hold of the drill. So we're going to do a small drill. We're going to do this little 5mm one first, and that sits down inside with a little collet on top. There's 2 grooves inside there. You align the 2 grooves there. That goes down on top, and then you put the collar on top of that. So that's using the correct one. If you're going to do a big fat drill bit like that, that obviously won't go through there, so you use the big one instead. Quite straightforward. And pop it in. Now when it comes to you, this little turret, they refer to this as the turret, it comes to you with that little slot in there, referring to this one. But for the purpose of cutting this drill, we need it in there, because this cam, this, if I roll it around the back there, you can see that. This is what rotates the drill. As you can see there, that cam there rotates the drill against the stone in the correct way to get the right angle cut. Right, now to set the drill up ready for cutting is to pop that through there like that, with about 4 or 5mm sticking out, and just screw it up so it moves but doesn't waggle about. That's ready. Okay, we'll drop this in to the carrier, and there's a little slot there, and that drops into there, right into that little slot. Now the next thing is to actually set this at exactly the right rotation, ready for cutting, and that's where this drill setter comes in. So you drop that down onto the grey stone here being for HSS drills. Lay it down against the stone, and then bring the carriage forward until the grey carriage snaps into the red drill setter, like that. There, that's ready. Now at that point we can now set this at the correct rotation, ready for cutting. So it should be, turn this collar until you can lift that in and out like that without any resistance really at all, but no sideways waggle. So then lift it out to make sure it's free moving, and then all the way down, rotate clockwise all the way down till it stops, and then turn clockwise with your fingers, put some clockwise force on it, and then nip it up. Solid. There we are. Nice and tight. Now the purpose of that is to set this cutting head crossways in this tower, so that when you put it in, it doesn't go in this from now on. It now goes into this side, where it can rotate 1/8 of a turn and do the grinding. So let's just take that out of the way a minute. Bring that off the drill setter, lift that up out of the way, put it back, that's done its job, and we move forward over the grey stone, which is for cutting HSS, snap that into place there, and then drop this down into its place like that, and that's the rotation that you've got. As you can see down here on the drill, that's rotating one side of the drill ready to grind. So let's start cutting it, give it a whiz, see what it comes. Right, that looks superb. There's a little graph, if you wish, here on the instructions, which they give you. You see that there, Ken? This little graph here, which allows you to judge whether you've got that all-important 118-degree angle correct. So it gives you the centre one, which you can hold your drill bit up against, almost like a template, to make sure you've got it right. It gives you 2 wrong ones, one that's too shallow and one that's too steep. So you can judge exactly for yourself whether you've cut the right angle, obviously. But that, as a simple job, I really thought there would be more sort of fuss and noise and sparks, and because it's grinding, but not at all. That is absolutely superb. And the tip it's made looks beautiful, brand new and perfect. Way better than you could do unless you're very, very experienced by hand on a grinder. So let's do a few more. Let's do a bigger one and see if we can do that. And then the big test to see if we can actually cut with them. See if they cut. Ready? Right. Bigger one this time. Now this one's going to be a real challenge for the machine because this particular drill bit has been absolutely murdered. I used it on stainless steel. It was the only drill bit I have, and it was already blunt, so I kept leaning on it and it was smoking. It wrote a right mess, so this has been properly destroyed. And let's see if it can restore this. Take it close. Can you see that? Close up, Pen. Look at that. That is truly murdered out. Proper killed. So let's see if this can fix that one. Incredible. Look at that. Well, it certainly cut it. Whether it works as a drill bit again, we will find out in a minute. This is the next size up. This is 10mm, and as you can see, looking at the end of it, it's not that bad, but it doesn't cut anymore. That one isn't destroyed. Are you getting a close up on it? That's not destroyed. It's not been murdered out. It's just blunt. Simple as that. So it's a 10mm. Let's see how that gets on. Nice sharp cutting edge each time. Awesome. Right. Now finally, I'm not sure whether or not this little plastic thing, bless it, is going to be man enough for a big 12mm bit. It says out to 13mm, so I'm going to test it on this 12 and see if this is man enough for the task. I only say that because, to be honest, this is all plastic, and when I'm using it I see quite a bit of movement. It's done an absolutely sterling job on these 6 and 7, 8mm drill bits. That's absolutely fantastic. But that took quite a long time on the 10mm to get it, and a good 20 passes each side. Let it cool back down again and then come back at it. So we'll see if all of these cut drill holes in a minute. Right there. Well, now I did not expect that to work on that big fat drill bit. Just take that out of there. Beautiful, look at that. That's a lovely, lovely cut. However, none of this means anything if they don't drill holes. So let's take these and do a quick test to see if these freshly sharpened bits actually work. I'm going to stop with that one quickly, and I realised what I've done with that on the test piece here. You can see how much that has cut and drilled that hole beautifully, but as you can see by where the hole is, I hold it that way, where the hole is there, I'm going into this back leg of the piece. I'm going into this piece of metal, so it's not going to go through. But as you can see, I think that's pretty conclusive. That is cutting beautifully with no issues whatsoever. There we go. Right, there we are. Happy with that. Now, that's 5 drill bits that I use the most common, and they are super sharp now, do the job. And these little ones, I mean, it makes a superb job of those. They literally just breeze through the steel. Not even any pressure on the pillar trigger, nothing. Lovely. Really happy with it. For 15 quid, honestly, like I always say, worth a punt. It seriously is. I don't know how how much better a 70 quid one would sharpen drills. I really don't. I think with them you're paying for the motor drive because they're electric plug-in ones that drive themselves. All this is the plastic head that bolts onto your drill. Simple. One more thing it does, which is pretty useful, is it sharpens centre punches and chisels. So I'll do these as well while I'm at it. I'll show you that too, and then we'll wrap it up. Chuffed. Happy with that. Right, a fun little tool, and I really am surprised how good that was for the money. You know what it's like, you buy these little things in a blister pack, all fundamentally made from plastic. I think, will it be any good? Will it do the job? Well, it certainly did that. I'm very happy with the results. Easy to use, easy to understand, the instructions are very comprehensive. Nice to see instructions written in English, not instructions translated into English from Chinese where they don't make any sense. But these are very easy to work with. It looks like it's well enough built to last you long enough to justify £15, put it that way. I'm happy with the drill bits, happy with them, easy enough to sharpen. As I said in a previous video, trying to sharpen these things by hand on a grinder, I think you need talents and skills of the old school, and I haven't got that, so I'll stick with my little tool. Right, that is it. Now, I'll put a link underneath to this, underneath the video. I'll fire it down there so you can have a look for yourself. I look right across the net, Amazon, all of the other vendors that I could that sell these, and they are sold worldwide, but their average price is about £14 to £18, and this is 15 quid from Recon. So like I said, link underneath, buy yourself one if you want. They've got them in stock, cheap as chips. I reckon that's it. So thank you for watching. Anything else, Ben?
Have a wicked Wednesday.
Have a wicked Wednesday. Take it easy, ride safe. See you next time.